Louis Slotin. Slotin was a Canadian physicist and chemist who took part in the Manhattan Project. He was crucial to the success of the project, doing experiments to find the smallest amount of material needed to cause a nuclear chain reaction that could continue on its own. Such experiments were described by physicist Richard Feynman as tickling the tail of a sleeping dragon. He was also the one who assembled the core for Trinity, the first detonated atomic bomb. On the 21st of May, 1946, with 7 colleagues watching, he was doing an experiment on the same core that killed Harry Daghlian. He was trying to see how close he could bring 2 beryllium half-spheres, used to reflect neutrons, back into the core without causing a nuclear reaction. Normally, small spacers, called shims, were used to keep the spheres apart safely, but Slotin chose to hold one sphere with his hand and keep them separated using a screwdriver, which was an unsafe shortcut. At one point, the screwdriver slipped and the 2 halves of the sphere closed around the plutonium core. This triggered an uncontrolled nuclear reaction. A burst of radiation filled the room, and everyone saw a bright blue glow caused by radiation ionizing the air and felt a wave of heat. Slotin felt an intense burning sensation in his hand, jerked the sphere away to stop the reaction, and dropped it on the floor. Unfortunately, by this time, Slotin had already absorbed 21 sieverts of radiation and started showing symptoms immediately, such as vomiting. Despite being rushed to the hospital, the damage was too severe, and he died 9 days later after experiencing massive blisters, swollen hands, intestinal paralysis, gangrene, and lastly, a complete disintegration of bodily functions. 3 observers later died of radiation-related conditions. The core was called the Demon Core for the 2 accidents it was involved in, and Slotin was credited as a hero by the United States government for reacting quickly enough to prevent the deaths of his colleagues.